Good afternoon and welcome to the AACC Annual Scientific Meeting First-Time Attendee Survival Guide webinar. Though this presentation is intended to assist first-time attendees, the information we will share today will be relevant to anyone attending the AACC Annual Scientific Meeting. We know that the AACC Annual Scientific Meeting and Clinical Lab Expo can be overwhelming, with so many information and so many choices to make about which sessions to attend and which booths to visit. This survival guide will provide you with the most important things to know before you go. Now, let me turn the presentation over to Danielle Tacker. Danielle?
Thanks, Ann-Margaret. Hi, I'm Danielle Tacker. I serve as a Clinical Associate Professor of Pathology in the WVU School of Medicine. In my free time, I've been an active member of the AACC and the Academy for more than 10 years. On the Artery, I'm an ambassador who moderates the Critical and Point of Care Testing Forum and assists with moderation in the open and annual meeting forums. I will be covering general information that a first-time attendee would benefit from knowing in advance, such as where to find the registration areas, shuttle bus services, CLN Daily, where to eat, and of course the AACC Member Lounge. With me today are two fellow Artery ambassadors who kindly volunteered to bring additional content to you. First, there's Christopher McCudden. Chris is a clinical biochemist and associate professor at the Ottawa Hospital in Ottawa, Ontario. Chris is also an active volunteer with the AACC. In addition to his role as an abstracts coordinator on the 2019 Annual Meeting Organizing Committee, Chris is also an Artery ambassador who moderates the Informatics Division. Today, Chris will cover the conference guide, the mobile app, plenary sessions and special sessions, the Innovation Zone, a Don't Miss session, and posters. Also here today is Tiffany Roberts. Tiffany is an assistant professor of pathology at the University of Louisville and serves as the director of the Histocompatibility Laboratory at Jewish Hospital. Tiffany has been an active member for 9 years and an Artery ambassador from the very beginning. You've probably seen her as the face of the open forum. Tiffany will be covering the Artery, networking at the conference, the opening mixer, laboratory Feud, and what to do in Anaheim. Since you joined us for today's webinar, it means that you are already registered for the conference. For you, registration means picking up your badge and other materials. There are 4 places where you can pick up your badges. The first is in the Convention Center. The second is in the lobby outside of Hall A, closest to the Hilton. In the lobby outside of Hall D, you'll find the third. This is closest to the shuttle buses. And the fourth is the main registration in Hall E, lower level, near the shuttle buses. The main registration site is also where all on-site registration will take place. It is easy to locate the main registration desks because they occupy a visible area in the Exhibit Hall E of the Anaheim Convention Center. On the screen, you can see that the registration will be open starting on Saturday, August 3rd at noon. Once you get to the Anaheim Convention Center, you will find signs that will lead you to the registration area. When you locate it, go to the All Badge pickup counter. You will need to show a photo ID to pick up your badge, so remember to bring your driver's license or passport with you. You can also pick up your badge in the Marriott in the Platinum Ballroom foyer at the lobby level. Once you have picked up your badge, you can pick up your conference bag, which includes a program guide. This has the times and locations of all the scientific sessions, an exhibits guide. This has a list and location of all exhibitors in the Expo, and an abstract title guide with the time and location of all scientific posters being presented. If you are a first-timer, when you get your badge, you will also get a new attendee ribbon. Being a first-time attendee, this ribbon can provide a very nice conversation starter, so we suggest you stick it to your badge holder. We think it is helpful to know that shuttle bus services are available from all AACC conference hotels room blocks. You can find times and routes for the shuttle buses in the program guide and exhibit guide. A ride to or from a major hotel on the shuttle bus is free to you as a registrant, and buses are always coming and going throughout the day, so take advantage of this resource. This meeting is big, and it can be intimidating since there are so many things to do. One of the best ways to prioritize, plan, and digest information during the conference is to read CLN Daily. The CLN Daily is the only official publication of the AACC Annual Scientific Meeting and Clinical Lab Expo. It is published on-site by AACC, and it exclusively covers highlights of the science, education, and Expo events at the meeting. The CLN Daily is also a great way to catch up on sessions you missed. You will also find brief summaries from the AACC Product Showcase, a great way to scan many of the products available in the Expo. You can pick up a copy of CLN Daily on site each morning at the shuttle bus stops and inside the Convention Center, and receive updates from the CLN Daily via email each day. A question that might be on your mind is, where do I eat during this busy conference? The Anaheim Convention Center, where the conference is hosted, provides several options for you during your busy stay. As an attendee, you will find concessions open in the Expo Hall during Expo hours. There are also food stations at various locations in the Convention Center to keep you moving, and restaurants within associated convention hotels if you are attending a session outside of the Convention Center. The AACC Member Lounge is located within the Expo at the AACC booth, which is number 4353. You need to be a member or interested in becoming a member to use this space, relax, recharge, literally and figuratively, and have an informal meeting with someone, etc. In the lounge, you will find complimentary refreshments, charging stations for electronic devices, giveaways, AACC staff, networking with fellow AACC members, and comfy couches. Speaking of networking, don't miss the Artery Happy Hour, which will take place in the Member Lounge on Tuesday from 3 to 5 p.m. This networking event is RSVP only, so you must register through the Artery. The Artery Hour information and registration will be posted on the ASM forum in the coming weeks. Now that all the general information has been shared, it is a mic to Chris to talk you through the science.
Thanks, Danielle. This is Chris, and I'm going to be I have been serving on this year's annual meeting organizing committee. I'm on the bottom row, second from the right, in the blue shirt. Anyway, I'm excited to talk to you about some of the great features that we've put together for this year's conference. Now, at this point, you should have all be registered for the conference. And so the next step is to figure out what you're going to attend, which sessions you want to go to. Several options for this process. The first one I'd recommend is using the website, and you can use the Search Conference Sessions tool. This tool is always the most up-to-date option, and your sessions and speakers, these can change leading up to the event, so this is the best one to use. With the online tool, you can locate sessions based on specific search criteria, which can be really helpful to narrow down the things that you want to find. If you're looking for additional information about different types of sessions, click the link for View the Conference Brochure. The conference brochure is available in a PDF format, so you can download that to whatever device you like. The brochure also contains summary information about the general meeting, features of the different types of registrations, the general schedule, and a day-to-day look at the session descriptions. But that was made back in early April, and so it's not quite as up-to-date for the specific sessions. And it's for this reason that I recommend you use both tools to prepare for the conference. Now, what if you find that you want to attend a symposium that you're not registered for, or you've changed your mind about which roundtable session you'd like to attend? Well, don't worry. Before the meeting, you can return your registration online and add ticketed sessions, as long as there's tickets available, of course. And you don't really have to commit to symposium numbers. Those are flexible. For the most part, you can come and go to sessions without updating anything and make your decisions in real time as they go. Perhaps you have a friend at another session who's going to something, or you identify something else you'd like to attend on the fly. All that said, there's another even better way that I like to use for conference planning, and that's the annual scientific meeting application. This can be downloaded to your phone or your mobile device. Now, this thing is a real powerhouse. You don't need to know, if you don't know where to find your session room, you can look it up in the app. If you don't know where to find one of the vendors in the Expo, which is gigantic, it's like a warehouse, you can look them up in the app and you can find out which booth number to go. There's maps in there. You can stay organized with the latest exhibitor, speaker, and event information. You can sync the app across multiple devices, so if you're using multiple, you know where you are. You can get meeting alerts delivered directly to your device. You can build a personalized schedule. You can bookmark exhibitors or sessions you'd like to attend. You can even take notes and download event handouts and presentations. You can locate sessions and exhibitors using the maps. You can find other attendees and connect with your colleagues. And generally, just stay in the know of the conversation using the hashtag 2019 AACC. Now, the app launched today. In fact, just downloaded a few hours ago, the latest version. And so it keeps getting better each year, so I encourage you to use that. It's really handy. So let's get to the scientific content. The plenaries are the most widely recognized session because virtually every conference has them. Well, what's so special about a plenary? First off, there's one every day, and we've tried to, as an organizing committee, address some of the diverse issues and developments in laboratory medicine with our offerings this year. Second off, there's a Meet the Expert session after each plenary and small group sessions that encourage thoughtful and maybe more detailed discussion with the speaker, a little bit more intimate setting, a smaller group, and you get a chance to interact with some world-class speakers. So to kick off, on Sunday, we have our opening plenary session with our Coulter Lectureship Award winner, Dr. David Walt. Dr. Walt will describe how biomarker discoveries perform today and discuss how you can compress the time frame from discovery to clinical impact. Next on Monday, you'll hear Dr. Julie Korenberg's session on translating genes, brain, and behavior, a next generation human framework. After that, on Tuesday, it's Dr. Virginia Kakelmani who will talk about using biomarkers to tailor treatment for breast cancer. And then on Wednesday, you and Ashley will introduce the concept of precision medicine with particular reference to clinical genomics using specific patient examples, including those from the Undiagnosed Diseases Network. Finally, on Thursday, the plenary sessions will conclude with Dr. Carl Whitweir, who will be diving into extreme molecular diagnostics. He's a clinical chemist, and he's provided a value on the point of care testing and depending on how fast it can be performed. Overall, the plenary sessions have excellent speakers, so even if you think the topic isn't right up your alley, they're always good speakers, and they're always going to be entertaining talks, so they're really a must-see. We also have some special sessions that I'd like to highlight this year. First, on Sunday, we have Kathy Wurtzer from the Minnesota Public Radio moderating two really well-renowned experts in the field of consumer genomics and direct-to-consumer genetic testing. They'll discuss the nuances between different types of tests, regulatory issues, clinical validity and utility, and how consumer genetic tests fit in medical care in general. Next, on Monday, there's the Disruptive Technology, which will be presented after the three finalists detail the data supporting the performance of their novel technologies. Following their presentations will be a question and answer session between the judges and presenters, where they'll be scored and a winner will be announced at the close of the event. New for 2019, and if you're a first-time attendee, this will be new for you anyway, and new for all of us, is there the AACC Innovation Zone. This brings unique curated content to the AACC Clinical Lab Expo, focused on forward-thinking innovators in laboratory medicine. It'll be located in the exhibit hall, the AACC Innovation Zone, and it will feature displays and presentations from the AACC Disruptive Technology Awards that I just described. It'll also have a clinical expo product showcase with interactive experiences. It'll have brief talks on diagnostic innovations presented by AACC's flagship news magazine, Clinical Laboratory News. So be sure to stop by that area. One of the don't miss sessions for this year is the Healthcare Forum, Laboratory Stewardship and Healthcare Innovation. This session will address the current shifts in healthcare delivery and payments away from volume-based and fee-for-service models toward value-based models with bundle and capitated payments. To be successful, the new models will require collaboration and cooperation across the entire spectrum of providers and healthcare professionals, each of whom has a unique role in providing high-value care. Each year, we have hundreds of poster presenters presenting across all the specialties of the AACC. This year, the posters will be in the exhibit hall area. Poster sessions are held there on Tuesday and Wednesday. Both sessions, the posters will be up from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., and the presenters will be there to discuss their work between 12:30 and 1:30 p.m. During these times, some of the divisions will also be leading poster walks. Attendees will join the division leaders, and they'll walk them through the posters for 30 or 45 minutes. It's a chance to interact with your other division members in a group setting and see some of the key posters in that area. I'm particularly excited to feature this year in the form of electronic posters. They're also known as e-posters. This is a novel format where presenters use an interactive screen to show their poster. You can see an example on the bottom right there. It allows the presenter to zoom into figures and interact with a larger audience that would otherwise fit around a small poster. There's going to be dedicated space within the poster area for two of these e-poster stations, and the posters will replace the oral abstract sessions. They're going to be held during the scientific time slots on Tuesday and Wednesday, so that's August 6th and 7th. There will be dedicated time slots for each of the participating divisions. There'll be selected posters from the students, and as well as other selected presenters from the organizing committee. Now, outside of these sessions, attendees can actually use these interactive stations themselves to browse the available e-posters on their own. If you have any questions about this, I'd like to take them online through the Artery. In fact, we'll tell you more about the Artery momentarily as I hand the ball over to Tiffany.
Hi, everyone. This is Tiffany. I'll be covering the social side of the conference, so let's get started with networking. Perhaps the number one thing you can do at the annual meeting is networking. I know that this can be intimidating, but the AACC community is very welcoming, and I think you will find all members and attendees to be approachable. Obviously, you want to attend the scientific sessions and learn as much as you can, but be sure to set aside some time just for networking. Make connections and get to know your colleagues. You never know when that connection might blossom into a research collaboration or even just be helpful when you're having issues and need the input of someone else who's been there. These connections and relationships are vastly important in what we do, and I encourage you to step out of your comfort zone and meet someone new every day at the meeting. As an attendee of the 71st AACC Annual Scientific Meeting, you are also a member of the ASM Forum community on the Artery, AACC's online community related to the event. Please make sure to visit the community and check for all the info other attendees are sharing there. Check for info for first-time attendees and suggestions. Use the online community to post questions you have that we have not addressed during this video. Don't be shy. There are plenty of friendly veteran attendees there to help you. This is also a great way to make a few connections before the meeting. You can use the Artery feature to message the folks you meet in this forum and perhaps arrange to meet over coffee or at the mixer and start your networking that way. If you're confused about how to join, connect on the community, send an email to AACC's online community manager, Ann Margaret Olson. You see her email in the lower right of the screen. She will assist you. Do not miss AACC's Opening Mixer, which is a fun, informal kickoff to the AACC Annual Scientific Meeting and Clinical Lab Expo. It offers ample networking and socializing opportunities along with appetizers and beverages. Open to anyone with a full conference registration, a Sunday daily registration, or a guest spouse registration, the Opening Mixer will be held immediately after the opening plenary session. This is a great opportunity to get to know the AACC divisions by meeting with division officers and learning more about the 20 divisions' activities. This division networking event will also include games and activities with chances to win special prizes. A fun event to attend at the annual meeting is the Laboratory Feud special session. On Wednesday, August 7th, in the exhibit hall, this session will use the Family Feud game show style format in which two teams, 5 members of the AACC Science and Practice Core Committee versus 5 members of the Education Core Committee, will compete in an educational challenge covering various laboratory medicine topics. It will not only be educational, but will also provide a platform for the audience to become more familiar with some of our AACC leaders. Visit Anaheim.org. This is the official website for Anaheim, California. They provide plenty of well-organized online resources to help plan your trip. You will find more information for transportation, restaurants, things to visit, and much, much more. I, in particular, found this very useful tool that can help you plan your free time while you're in town. As we wrap up this presentation, I would like to take this time to thank my colleagues, Danielle and Chris, for walking our first-time attendees through all of this very useful information. We wanted to be conscious of your time here, so we kept this introductory video very generic, but we know that you may have more questions. Please visit the Artery at artery.aacc.org and use the conversation we have created to ask more questions there. Visit the annual meeting forum, discussion, webinar with info for first-time attendees. Danielle, Chris, and myself, along with many other experienced attendees, will be there to respond to your inquiries. It will be like chatting with us. We're always on. We hope you enjoyed this introduction and that this information was useful to you. We're looking forward to seeing you in Anaheim.